So we've got some specification leaks for the Lenovo Legion Go. So finally we have some idea of what's going to be inside the latest contender in this handheld PC market. There are a few things that stand out to me about this console, so I'll go through the specifications and I'll talk you through what I like and what my concerns are. First up, I'll be comparing the Legion to the ROG Ally. At this price point for $799 for the base model, or what we assume will be the base model, it's well outside the price range of the Steam Deck, but inside the price range of the ROG. The most predominant thing about this console is the screen size, 8.8 inches and 144Hz. It's a nice screen to look at, just shy of 4K resolution, it should deliver a great image. But keep in mind it's still being run on the same APU as the Ally, so as much as you've got 144Hz refresh, I doubt very much this is going to be playing anything close to a AAA title at 144 frames. Maybe Stardew Valley, I don't know. As much as the screen is up to the task, the hardware simply is not. Also, I can't help but feel that we're into the world of mobile phones with these handheld consoles. In the beginning, the phones were huge and manufacturers did everything they could to make them smaller and smaller and more pocket-sized and more convenient to move around. Then we went back to them being bigger and bigger, and now some phones are so big they're like tablet computers. I think this is where my concern sits with consoles like this one. As the screens get bigger and the batteries get bigger and we start adding eGPUs, mice, keyboards, AR glasses, needing to plug it in every 30 minutes or have it plugged in to get the best performance, and the price range is creeping closer and closer to £1,000 to £2,000 plus, we're getting closer and closer to a laptop or a desktop PC. Early feedback from the Steam Deck was that it was too big and too chunky and a lot of people couldn't walk around with it very well. It wasn't a true handheld device. That's something that the ROG crowd were very happy with being resolved with the Ally. This thing is significantly larger than the Ally, around 25% heavier, but I suppose that's very much down to personal preference. Second up is the architecture. Initial reports say that it will have a Z1 processor at base model, and will be available in up to a Z1 Extreme. I imagine at an additional cost. If you have used a Z1 and a Z1 Extreme, you will know that you want the Extreme, as the Z1 base is a little lackluster and struggles with performance. This, however, then leads to the pricing. The pricing is going to go above $799 if you add an Z1 Extreme into there. Also, with the same chipset as the Ally, that bigger, higher refresh and resolution screen is more of a strain on an already pushed hardware and batteries. Both the Ally and the Legion have 16GB of RAM, however the Legion has a faster clock speed, and it's DDR5X, which has up to 33% better transfer rate, so it should be faster. The onboard storage is listed as 256, 512 or 1TB. Now this frustrates me a little. Looking on Amazon, the price difference between a 512 and 1TB is around 25 quid. So for an £800 plus console, I would expect it to come with 1TB out the box. This memory scaling thing is just a marketing gimmick and it's one that shouldn't exist. The battery comes in at 49.2 watt hours compared to the 40 watt hours of the Ally. It's carrying almost 25% more juice. I would hazard that's where the extra weight is, as it will need a main battery for the console and two others for the detachable controllers. On the subject of detachable controllers, the fact you can use it like a mouse and having a scroll wheel built in is cool, but again we're getting closer and closer to a small form PC. If you need to have a desk to run the controller over to use it like a mouse, then buy a mouse. There seems to be an abundance of buttons on the controllers too, which is cool, but holding onto the console I will have more buttons than fingers that can reach them. This seems like an odd problem to have. On the bright side, they'll have Hall effect sticks out of the box, which is a nice upgrade. Overall, to me it looks like the Legion picked a fight with the Switch, pivoted to the Ally and got lost somewhere in the middle. Had an identity crisis, has stuck a giant screen on itself, cranked up its RAM and claimed individuality. Are the heating issues that we see in the Ally resolved? Well, not really. They went from a 2 to a 1 fan setup, so I predict that heating is probably still going to be an issue. Is the performance going to be significantly better than the Ally? Again, I see no reason why it should be. The extra RAM speed may well give you a few frames, but it's not going to take your 30 frame Cyberpunk to 60. Are the detachable controllers cool? Sure. Will I use them? Probably not. I only use the ones on the Switch when I'm playing Mario Kart with the kids. Outside of that, they stay on the console and the dock. And I have a dedicated joypad for when I'm rocking it through the TV. I do, however, acknowledge this may well be a me thing. What it comes down to for me is price. Here in the UK, we only got the Z1 Extreme edition of the Ally, and it was £699 with 512GB of storage. Let's see how that measures up to the Legion offerings when the prices are announced. It looks like a smart console with some cool features, but outside of the gimmicks I'm not seeing anything that is different to what's already on the market. So unless you're going to beat your competitors on price, I'm not sure why people will be trading in their Allies for Legions. Unless they really like lots of buttons and detachable controllers. Maybe I'm missing something. Let me know what you think in the comments, and if you want us to get one to test on the channel. Until next time, goodbye.